as I said, it's Revolution Radio. You're listening to Free Association. My name's Dennis Barker. You can find me online in a few places. There's a Discord server for the radio show, which is Free Association Radio Show Live on Discord. There's also a Reiki server called Reiki Initiation on Discord. I've got a website, freeassociationradioshow.com. There's a Reiki website as well, which is ReikiMasterInitiation.com. There are other places as well you can find me. ImaginationCreatesReality.live is one of those places. And there's also CancerCureMastermindGroup.com. I think that's everything for the time being. On Twitter, I'm Dennis Barker. Revolution Radio is listener supported, so if you've got $5 a month that you can spare, or just a one-off donation, head over to revolution.radio. You'll find there's a Patreon button near the top of the page. You can sign up as a monthly subscriber, donate what you can. The archives are free. You'll find a lot of good material in the archives. Take a look at Bruce McDonald's show, McDonald in the Morning. Into the Microcosm is good as well. Mona's show's usually good. So The Adventures of a Feral Hippie, you'll find Mona on in the archives as well. What else do I listen to that's normally reasonably good? Perfect Triangle is quite good. There's a few different things. There's things that I like, things that I don't like. Sometimes the shows the round tables are quite good. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that people say on the round tables, but it's their right to say what they say. And my right to say what I say. And that's why I like being here. I like the idea that I can just say things the way that I feel, and see the world in the way that I see the world. I'm not gonna labour the point, and I don't normally go into politics very much on this show. A little bit here and there, but not too much. I was in a bar yesterday with my mate Bruce. Well, not Bruce. What am I talking about? Bruce is another mate. Jeff, my mate Jeff, and we were having a conversation about the radio show and about how copyrights are dealt with on YouTube, because I played a little bit of Monty Python a couple of weeks ago now, and then I posted the video to YouTube, and they logged a copyright infringement on it because I'd used about 4 minutes. I used of Monty Python, Mr. Hilter, which is a very amusing sketch, and it fitted with a story that I was talking about previously, because there was a link to it. Anyway, that was accidental, but it was a good link, and I took out 4 minutes where the video was showing on the recording, and they've let it go, but I've still got the audio on there. So if you want to listen to the shows from last week, from a couple of weeks ago, there's shows going back to March and April on my YouTube channel. If you look for Open Philosopher or Free Association Radio Show on YouTube, you'll find the channel, and you can listen to all the material that I'm putting out. Plus there's some extra material on YouTube that I don't use on the Saturday show. There's not that much material, but there's 20 minutes here and there that's not from the Saturday show. And I sometimes get inspirations during the week to make videos, and I sometimes get inspirations to share other people's videos. So I do that on the YouTube channel and in the Discord chat. So you're welcome to pop along to any of those places. But moving swiftly on, getting back to hypnosis. As I said, we were talking about mesmerism last week. This week I want to share a video from a guy called Dr. David Snyder, who's an acupuncturist and hypnotherapist, and he does neuro-linguistic programming and martial arts and all sorts of things. But I've been watching a lot of his material, and one of the things that I do with this show is share what I'm interested in. So hopefully point people in a direction that they may not have got to themselves, or just share things that I've found useful. There's a video I want to share. I'm going to share about 10 minutes of this video, which is David Snyder talking about conversational hypnosis. Normally he gives his bio and his website and everything at the beginning. I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to stop it before he goes into the hypnotic induction, because I don't think it's a particularly good idea to play those on the radio. Can't tell what people are doing. So if you want to look at the full video, it's on his YouTube channel, which is Dr. David Snyder on YouTube. I'm just going to play this now. Hopefully the screen share will have worked and we'll be able to hear it. Let me know if you can't hear it in the chat room, and because I need the feedback to make sure everything's working properly. Here we go. This is David Snyder. For a second and just see if I can hear myself, because I don't want to go too far in. I don't mind playing a minute here and there, but I want to be able to hear myself. So I don't know what's going on with this. Studio B player isn't giving me anything really. I think I'm about a minute behind, so that might be why. There we go. I'm about a minute behind, so that's all right. At least I know it wasn't playing. So that's something else I'll need to sort out. It never works the first time around. So let's go back and share screen again. Stop sharing. Then share sound. Start sharing again. Okay, try it again. This time from where we left off. It's about a minute in.
AKA 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now he's got to think about that every time he says that.
Now, the way this works is it's based on a concept called pacing and leading. How many of you actually know what a pace is and what a lead is?
Like in dance?
Well, what is a pace in dance?
Pace is that you're following the music, according to the rhythm of the music,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just following the pace, and then you're following the steps. And
Okay.
as long as you're doing that, you're doing okay.
In this context, no. That's not what a pace is. Yeah. No.
So your name is David, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're an adult, correct?
Okay, you're showing me what a pace, that's actually not pace, but
So
That's not pacing.
Therefore, you have adult responsibilities, correct? Isn't
No.
that what it is? No. I thought that you get something that you can lead them into
What was my question?
What
Do
is
you
a
know
pace?
what is pacing?
What is a pace?
Okay.
A
What
pace
is
is
it?
something that's viewed as true.
Okay. If we're going to start working in terminology, we really need to understand what we're talking about. In the context in which Eric learned pacing, the concept of pace has to do with the tempo, the rhythm, and the speed of the music. Tangentially related, but not specific enough to what we're doing. Okay? A pace, for our perspective, is anything in the environment, or actually anything that is sensorily or cognitively verifiable as true. It's a truism. Either a truism that we can verify through our five senses, or something that we can, through our awareness, internally directed or externally directed, verify. Okay? Give me an example of a pace based on this criteria, Eric.
I believe in God. No. Something that is. A rose smells sweet.
Okay. Is there anything in this room that is a pace?
You're sitting on a chair.
I'm sitting on a chair. Yeah.
Can we verify that he's sitting on a chair? Bet your butt. Barbara, give me another element or phenomena that is verifiably true.
Any object in the room. The TV.
The TV is what?
The TV is sitting on the trunk.
This TV is sitting on the trunk. Notice how simple it was, but yet when you come to actually describe it, you have to actually think about it a little bit. Give me another pace.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we're here to learn about paces and leads, but the question is, why is that map over there?
What the hell is that?
That was a pace and a lead.
What was the question? What was the
Pace was we're all here to learn about
what-
paces and leads.
Are we?
Well, we are right now.
Is that why we're here? Is that a pace or is that a lead? Part of it would be we're all here. That's a pace. The lead would be to learn about X, right? We are all here, at least physically, right? Okay? Let's be really, really specific and precise with our terms, okay? As a hypnotist, language and the specificity and the vagueness of it are our stock in trade. We no longer deal in just random specificity and vagaries. We have to know what we mean and why we mean it, even when we're trying to be vague. Does that make sense? So when we pace, a pace must be something that we can verify. When you're communicating a pace to another person, it must be something they can verify. For instance, Barbara, you're sitting here looking at me, listening to my words, and you're having certain thoughts about those words.
I'm not sure about that one.
Right? Were you in fact sitting here?
Yes, I'm sitting here.
Were you listening to what I was saying?
I was listening.
Okay. Were you in fact having certain thoughts?
No. It's pretty blank.
Okay. But actually, the moment she went inside and started looking for a thought, that's a thought. Right? So you can verify it. Okay?
Was all of that a pace?
Most of it was a pace, yeah. Okay? So as you're sitting here listening to me speak, noticing how I'm talking, paying attention to my voice inflections, and wondering where I'm going with all this.
That was a lead.
Mm-hmm. And notice how your mind went there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The magic of paces is that every time this goes back to critical factor bypass. You'll remember in some of the earlier sessions I've described our critical factor as being this little man that gets a message and then runs back to the filing cabinet to find out if there's something that corresponds with that. When we start pacing, we start sending the little man back, and he keeps finding truisms. And after a while, he stops running back and forth and just starts saying, well, everything they've said so far is true, so everything else must be true. Right? So the critical factor goes away. Okay? And then after a while, the little man can't tell the difference between what's a pace and what's a lead. He accepts everything, or she accepts everything based on what we say. Okay? A lead is anything we want them to do.
Okay, I think that might be enough.
So before we go into the...
There we go. Let's not worry about the actual induction too much. When he's talking about leading and pacing, I don't really know what that is, but it makes sense in the context of what I do at work. It's telesales, so there's a lot of making statements that are true and then